Hey everybody, so Frosty Faustings is this weekend, and it's going to be a really big event for tons of games and tons of tours, but the big one for me is going to be 2XKO that weekend. Riot hit me up and they're like, yo, can you cover everything that's going to be happening there? And I was like, I'm going to be doing that anyway, because I'll be there hanging out. You can come say hi if you see me in person, say what up. Otherwise, tune into the stream, check it out. You might have to have like 6 monitors to watch all the different things going on. Well, let's talk a little bit about everything that's going to be going on for 2XKO and stuff like that. Last year when the game was out in early access, Riot had a bunch of first impact events. These are events where a lot of the favorites for this upcoming event were at and placed very well in. There's $5,000 in 22 different tournaments, kind of like a bite of what their tour was. And then they announced a list of all of their events that's going to be on this competitive circuit for 2026, including Frosty being the first big one, all 3 EVAs back to back to back, and then Battle Coliseum in Brazil at the end of the year in November, as well as a bunch of different challenger events that are on here. I mean, personally, I'm already planning to go to Genesis, and Texas Showdown is an event that I've been to, which is super dope. There's events all over the world on here, and they said that there's more to come. What makes Frosty so exciting, I think, is that it's the first taste of all of the different regions in the world coming together for this game, because this event has everybody. If you go to the Star GG for Frosty Faustings and look, all the killers from North America, obviously, that you expect because the event is in Chicago, are going to be there. The Super Noons, the Sonic Fox who's duoing with Inzem, the Hikaris, you know, the Diaphones, those kinds of players are all going to be there. There's players from South America, there's players from France, all over EU, from Central America, from Japan, Korea. There's tons of representation from all over the world. And one thing about fighting games is that the best players come from all over the world. If you follow all kinds of different games, you probably know that's true. I think on paper, I would guess the favorite is Wawa, who won EVO France. One thing that players from other regions always say about France is they need Wawa. Wawa wins everything, but it's because he's Thanos, right? He's just the best. And what about the rest of you? Which they're incredible players. People like Wade and Noka and lots of strong players from France are going to be coming out.
A lot of teams are kind of interested in 2XKO right now. There's some big pickups recently that you may have seen, like Super Noon getting scooped up by EG, and then Hikari getting picked up by M80. But I think you got to shout out Big Leffen as well. Our big grinder for this game and someone who is on a brand new team at EVO France. He still performed very well there.
We also have a balance patch that literally just came out, and a lot of the strong characters kind of like shifted around a little bit. The power level on Teemo the last few patches were really high, and I know a lot of players were like, I got to come up with a counter for Teemo before Frosty, and he's a bit weaker now. Warwick is really strong, which EU plays a lot of, and some of the people from NA were not sure for a while about how good he is. Inzem said that Warwick's overhead should never hit you. It's reactable, so if he gets hit by a single overhead during Frosty, you know what to do. We don't have Lightwist there to represent Braum Darius, but there is more Braum representation and Darius because Super Noon's back on Darius. Quite a few players have swapped back over to that character and are playing him now, so that's going to be a big factor alongside the release of Caitlyn, who quite a few people are actually going to plan to play for Frosty, I think. Leffen is kind of interested in that character, and Sonic Fox
interestingly decided to duo with Inzem instead of playing solo, and
planning to play Ari Caitlyn instead of Teemo.
You know, there's a lot of strengths to playing duos, actually. You can hold assists or call like your forward or backwards assist where your character's moving in the opposite direction. Is it going to be more powerful? Does Sonic Fox win the whole tournament with Inzem? Does Sonic Fox lose and then go, I'm never duoing with you again? You know, that's kind of like the hype stuff we have to look forward to.
The duos are a big deal. If you don't know about the twins from Japan, 2 wins, you can find them. They're signed up for this event. And if you want to find if your favorite player is coming, head on over to the Frosty Faustings Star GG and type their name in right here. You can find out when they're playing, what pool they're in, all that info. So Toshi and Haru are going to be here. They're 2 really strong players from Japan. They're twins. They're brothers. They're the top of the leaderboards out there, which is really cool to see. And they're duoed. There's also players like Poka, who is a 15-year-old Happy Chaos who got top 8 at EVO Japan a few years ago and is now a much older, more seasoned fighting game player. There's Ikoan. There's players from South America. There's players from Mexico. There's players from everywhere. 4,000 attendees for this event, 3rd biggest in the US outside of EVO, over almost 1,000 attendees for 2XKO alone, which is absolutely massive. I'm very curious to see Caitlyn because she's a really technical, hard to play, interesting character, surprisingly to me, and she's brand new. So everybody's going to have 1 week to play that character and learn her, and we have to see how she adapts into the meta, if she's going to be popular, if she's going to be unpopular, if she's too hard to play, if she's too strong, too weak. Back at EVO France, it was about the same time to the competition as this patch, you know, it's like a week or that weekend or whatever. Back then, people didn't know how good Teemo was or Warwick really because they were brand new. This is the same kind of thing. You have a chance to surprise people with Caitlyn. She's brand new. She's legal at the tournament, $50,000 on the line, and it's just the start of a pretty long year of tournaments. So if you're looking for something to check out for the game, you know, obviously check out locals and stuff near you, but also keep in mind any of these challenger events are worth going over, seeing if there's something in your region. I'm planning to head to a ton of these tournaments actually already, and I think you got to check out Frosty. Like, it's the start of a ton of tours, it's the end of some tours, it's the first major kickoff for 2XKO. It's a massive grassroots open bracket fighting game tournament with players from all over the world attending. Every single bracket's going to be really sweaty. It's going to be an excellent time. If you're interested in 2XKO, schedule's right here. Thursday, they have a duo only tournament with 64 teams and a dev versus pro exhibition, which I really want to see because I want to see Apology Man play some Caitlyn. You feel me? Pools plays all day Friday and Saturday, right? 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Immediately, you get the top 96, which is where things start to get juicy, spicy. People start salt tweeting. And then we get that top 24 into top 8 on Sunday. It's going to be the high level play that I've kind of been itching to see. Watching TNSs and watching online brackets where people have been playing has been really fun. But seeing in-person scrapping is always the best part. So I'll be there. I'm doing some commentary. Let me know who you guys think is the favorite, who you want to win. If you're like, let's go Wawa, or if you're rooting for any of the players from all over the world, you want to see a different region represent, let me know who the best player in your region is if I didn't talk about them or if I don't know about them, because I'm sure there's some that I don't know about. There's probably some random person playing 2 characters and a fuse I wouldn't have ever thought about who's like insanely good right now, headed to Frosty Faustings. So let me know what you guys think about the event down below. Thanks to Riot for helping out with this video. I'll see all of you in person at Frosty Faustings or on the internet if you check out the stream, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.